The most talented player in the 2026 NBA draft is Dybantsa. He's also not the rookie I'd bet on to put up the biggest numbers next season, and that's not a shot at him, it's a shot at where he landed. Here's the thing about rookies. Opportunity matters as much as talent. Put a scorer on a bad team with the ball in his hands, and he'll fill a stat sheet. Put that same kid behind 2 stars, and he waits his turn. So this isn't a ranking of the best players. It's the 5 rookies set up to dominate right now. And the number 1 overall pick is not my number 1. Number 5, Nate Ament, the boldest bet on the board. Ament was supposed to be a top 5 pick. Instead, the 6'10" forward out of Tennessee slid all the way to 13, where Milwaukee grabbed him, with the pick they got back in the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. The Bucks turned the best player in their history into the chance to draft this kid. As a freshman, he averaged just under 17 a game, and the knock is real. He was wildly inconsistent and vanished in big spots. But he's a silky shot maker who can rise and fire over anybody, and he's reportedly still growing. Now look at the situation. Milwaukee just lost Giannis. They're starting over, they need buckets, and they have every reason to throw a young scorer into the deep end and let him cook. That's how a guy who slid to 13 ends up with a green light most lottery picks would kill for. Real quick, if you're enjoying the breakdown, do me a favor and smash that like button. Number 4, Cameron Boozer, the safest bet to produce on this list. If you watched college hoops this year, you know the name. Boozer was the consensus National Player of the Year at Duke. Just the second Blue Devil freshman ever to sweep every award after Cooper Flagg, putting up 22 and 10 on 56% shooting. The son of 2-time All-Star Carlos Boozer walks in with a pro body and the most polished post and passing game in the class. He went 3rd to Memphis, and the fit is clean. Ja Morant is one of the best setup guards alive, and he'll find Boozer constantly. Zach Edey anchors the paint, freeing Boozer to operate where he's deadliest, facing up from the elbow. The ceiling questions are fair. He's not the explosive athlete the guys ahead of him are. But the floor is sky high. Boozer gives you 14 and 8 from day one, and a Memphis team starving for frontcourt scoring has that role waiting for him. Number 3, Darius Acuff Jr., the sleeper nobody's talking about. Acuff was a John Calipari point guard at Arkansas, and all the kid did as a freshman was put up around 20 points and 6 assists a night while shooting better than 40% from 3. At one stretch, he was on pace to be the first SEC player since Pete Maravich to average 22 and 6. The scoring is real, the range is real, the shot creation is real. He slipped to 7th, mostly because his defense is a real question mark. But here's why that won't dent his rookie numbers. He landed on the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento is rudderless. No established pecking order, no defensive identity to protect, no reason not to hand the keys to a dynamic young scorer. A high-usage guard on a bad team is a counting stats machine. Acuff gets every shot he wants, and he scores in bunches. Quick question for the comments. Which of these rookies leads all first-year players in scoring next season? Number 2, Dybantsa, the best player in this draft, held back by the best problem to have. Let's be clear about the talent. Dybantsa led the entire country in scoring as a freshman at BYU, dropping 25 a game. He opened his career with a 22-game double-digit scoring streak, 3rd longest to start a career in Big 12 history, behind only Trae Young and Kevin Durant. He's a 6'9" wing who scores at all 3 levels. The hype is earned. So why is he only number 2? Look at Washington's roster. Dybantsa shares the floor with Trae Young, who needs the ball, and Anthony Davis, the focal point inside. The Wizards are trying to win now. And on a win-now team, the rookie eats last. He's far too good to actually disappear. The talent will force its way through. But the difference between him and the guy at number 1 is simple. One has to earn his touches, and the other is being handed the entire offense. Which brings us to number 1, Darryn Peterson. Peterson went 2nd to Utah, and on pure talent, plenty of people had him dead, even with Dybantsa for the top pick. As a freshman at Kansas, he averaged just over 20 a game, the highest scoring average by a Kansas freshman ever, despite missing 11 games to injury. Bill Self called him the best player he's ever recruited. He's a dynamic 3-level scorer who wants to run the point. And that's exactly why he tops this list. Utah's front court is stacked. Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Walker Kessler. So the Jazz didn't draft Peterson to stash him. They drafted him to run the show. The ball is in his hands from night one. Take the most talented guard in the class, drop him on a young team that needs him to be the engine, and hand him the keys with nobody ahead of him. That's the definition of being set up to dominate. Peterson is must-watch basketball from opening night. So there's the list. Peterson, Dybantsa, Acuff, Boozer, and Ament. The 5 rookies with the best shot at making real noise next season. Honorable mention to Caleb Wilson, who landed in a great spot in Chicago and just missed the cut. The talent at the top of this class is special, but talent without opportunity just sits on the bench, and these 5 got both. If you want more NBA breakdowns like this all summer, hit subscribe. There's a lot more coming.